Today we're delivering free firewood to qualifying seniors that are age-based and income-based. They apply for it. And we have about 150 clients that we're trying to serve. We give them 1.5 cords for free. It's just a supplement to their warming of their house. But that's it as far as what we're doing here today.
Today we're having a mass delivery of other people, like-minded folks in the community that want to help out. Some of those are not as fortunate as the rest of us. I wish we could do even more, but this is our way of giving back to the community.
Yeah, it's a volunteer position. Don't get paid very much. It's good friendships, it's a free exercise program, and it's helping out people that need it.
There's probably 24 volunteers that work with the program, went out and gathered this wood from people's houses, cut it, split it, and got it ready for this moment, which is Delivery Day. And Delivery Day is a pretty special event. The community comes out in support of this program and the seniors to make sure that there's an ample amount of heat this winter. Of course, it's really hard to imagine that being it's almost 80 degrees out here today in November. But picture yourself in February and March and just being really chilled to the bone. This wood heat is what takes that chill off and really can help some of our seniors stay healthier during the winter, because when they're warm, they don't get those sicknesses. They're not susceptible as much. It's a good, heartwarming feeling. I mean, you talk about warmth, it's not just warmth for them, but for the people who do it.
So growing up in a community where you feel welcomed without judgment and grow up in a safe environment, I want to give that back. I'm Shannon Moon. I'm a captain at the Sheriff's Office, and anytime we can interact with the public in a positive way and not necessarily in the enforcement role that I have in this community, it definitely gives us a best perspective of how we can help.
I'm going to be 75 years old in a couple of weeks, and I'm very healthy. So, I haven't had to, other than this wood, I've been taking care of myself. My husband passed away 13 years ago, and that's, each year gets a little harder and a little harder. But just seeing this, I feel like one of the lucky ones.
The uniqueness about this program is that it's all community-based, where we have people that are donating the tree, that the volunteers now go to their home, they cut it, and then they bring it to a yard that is also being donated for us to use by a company, by a local business. And we, at that facility, cut and split the wood, and from there we deliver it. So all of this is community-based. We do not receive any federal, state, county, or local financial support. It is so for the community, by the community.
So the Senior Firewood Program is an amazing, unique program that is run on dedicated volunteer time. Our volunteers are amazing. They don't just check in and check out and spend an hour a day or a set amount of time. They really take their volunteer work home with them. If they see a tree down, they're going to go ask their neighbor if they need help removing the tree. If they see a client in need, I've had so many volunteers on their own time help a client or make sure that a client receives firewood and stays warm. The program is really cyclical too, and it doesn't really just benefit the program participants only. It really helps the community. When a tree falls down or a tree is cut down and a property owner has to remove that tree, most of them have no idea where to go about that.
I think, when we have seniors in need in our community, and we have about 140 seniors that participate in the Senior Firewood Program with a waiting list of 16, and that's just the seniors that we know. that, we are serving that are super low income. You may have a senior that is low income that chooses to have a blanket instead of having the firewood. They may have mobility issues, or they may just not even know that we can provide that service. And one of our goals as an agency is to bring that awareness that in our community there's still needs out there for firewood, especially in the senior population, and that as together as a community, we can meet that need.
Yeah, I have a story. It's relatively long. I'll shorten it. This area is very rural in some spots. And we had one client who called and needed wood and told us how to find her place. But it was one of these dirt roads with all the bumps in it and ruts. And she said, when you get to the gorilla, turn left. We didn't quite know what that meant until we drove down this dirt road, and sure enough, there was about a 6-foot stuffed gorilla tied to a tree. We turned left at the gorilla and found her house. There were no numbers anywhere. We've never found it without that clue. That's the funniest one we've had.
It's not really stories. There's too many. There's been some great people. We've got some. There's a gentleman, and I actually thought he was going to be here today. He was 94 years old. One of our clients. He's a D-Day veteran. Guy was on Normandy, storming the beach. We've got people that are 100+ years old that we're providing this to, and it enables them to stay in their home.
Got a call in the middle of the night. I was working late, and the lady says, I need more firewood. I just burnt my husband's table. And I went, what? Fortunately for me, I grew up with that family, called the son and said, get over to your mom's house before she burns it down. There's some things that come out of this program that are well beyond delivering firewood. It's connecting with the community, and having that extra connection and being at the end of the phone when it rings, I think is just as important.
What we can always use volunteers. It's like I said, it's a Monday through Tuesday for going out and getting the wood, Thursday for splitting the crew. We're always looking for volunteers. You don't need a truck, you don't need a chainsaw. We prefer you had a truck and a chainsaw, but we have all of that stuff.
Most of the volunteers are senior citizens themselves. Somebody that can afford to take a day off and do a wood program to help other people.
We started with about 200 cords this year, and right now, I haven't looked, but I'd almost say we only have about 30 cords left. I think by the end of today, it'll be gone, which is kind of a sad thing because there are those seniors that are going to need a little bit of extra help if we have a long winter, and it may not be there. So next process is to start bringing the wood in for next year, and the cycle goes over again.
So it means a lot, and being out here just helping people for the community is just something that means a lot to me and a lot of people out here, because it's something which isn't a whole lot. There are other things that could be a lot more, but this is a big thing to do, and it may not mean a lot, but for the people who you're helping out for, it's a big thing for them.
Some people load up the firewood to the trucks, other people go and actually deliver it, and it opens your eyes as to what is really needed out there in our community when it comes to basic needs. And being warm in your home is one of those basic needs that a lot of us take for granted, and for many seniors in our community, that is something that they have to struggle every year, and our goal is to make that less of a struggle and help them.
We form that relationship with our clients that is not just, here's wood, we'll talk to you next year. It is amazing how much I receive Christmas cards and thank yous, and it's amazing to know how our clients are doing, and they definitely make sure and let us know how much they appreciate our time and the volunteers' time and the donors' time.
Like I said, that heartwarming feeling, but knowing that the good miles that I still have on my back can contribute to somebody that doesn't have that kind of mileage left on their back. I don't mind doing the heavy lifting for somebody else.